In today's video, we're going over shoulder mobility for the low bar back squat. My name is Dan Pope. I'm a cash-based physical therapist. I am a strength coach. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a meathead. I love all things fitness. On this channel, we go over how to make you a better coach and clinician. So normally in a high bar back squat, the athlete can have their elbows kind of creep back a little bit, and this is generally a pretty comfortable position. However, in a low bar back squat, allow this to sink down a little bit further, Nancy, and I have you come to the side here, Taylor, just to see. So the further down your back you go, the more the elbows have to come down this way. And what happens is that torques the shoulder into more external rotation here. And for folks that don't have that mobility, sometimes they end up getting some irritation in the shoulder or their elbows right here. So the motions they're usually lacking are going to be shoulder external rotation and horizontal abduction. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to improve this. So before we give you a bunch of mobilizations, I want to give you an assessment for your athletes to figure out if mobility is actually a problem, okay? So in the assessment here, we have Nancy lay against the wall and put your hips all the way flat to the wall. You got it. So the idea behind using the wall is to make sure that we don't compensate with this assessment. So we want to make sure the low back is not coming off the wall a lot, right? So the wall gives you some feedback, keep your back flat against the wall. And from here, Nancy, you want to take your arms up against the wall this way, and then push everything flat against the wall, and then come down as far as you're able to without your hands popping up off the wall. Yep, and keep on going. I'm going to give you a little extra pressure. Try to keep your knuckles touching, and then slide down, slide down, slide down, slide down. Keep on going. It's actually not too bad. Good stuff. And what you'll find is that Nancy's still really able to keep her knuckles in contact, and the bar is about where we'd like to see it on her upper back here. In individuals that are very limited, what you'll notice is as they come down, their hands will start to pop away from the wall, right? So you have an athlete, when you take them in this assessment and get them down into their back rack position, if their hands are really far off the wall, you know they're going to have a lot of trouble with this, okay? So if you can't pass this test, then we probably want to mobilize the shoulder a bit. The first exercise is a weighted stretch with the cable crossover. So the movements we're trying to improve are going to be external rotation and horizontal abduction. However, we need to work on this with the elbow close to the shoulder, because this is where we back rack. We don't back rack here. So in this drill, we're gonna have Nancy reach like she's doing a fly, and as she returns, come back into the back rack position, get a big stretch, hold for a second, and then reach all the way back out again. Excellent, and then coming back slowly, elbows close to the side, let the weight externally rotate the shoulder, yep, and then full reach forward. Yep. Do a total of about 6 to 8 repetitions. Slow lower, 1 to 2 second stretch in that full stretch position. We can also do a weighted stretch on a physio ball with some dumbbells. So have Nancy just reach up towards the ceiling, then she's going to slowly allow the weights come back into the back rack position, getting a full stretch in the very bottom position, and then coming all the way back up to the top. Let's repeat for a few repetitions. So again, what we're trying to do is keep the elbows tight to the side, and not let the elbows drift up too high, because again, we back rack in this position, not up here. We can also work on shoulder external rotation, lying on your back with something propped up underneath of your elbow. If you're super stiff, you might actually not need this. If you are very, very mobile, you can even come off the edge of the table like Nancy's gonna do. So let's go ahead and externally rotate, Nancy, nice and slow and under control. And keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. You want a full stretch at the very bottom position, and then come right back up again. We just perform for about 6 to 8 repetitions, all right? After we mobilize the shoulder joint, we want some more active exercises to prepare for the back rack position. So we're basically doing that same W or back rack position on a stability ball with some light dumbbells. Yep, so we're gonna have Nancy come back into her back rack position. I want her to really pull her shoulder blades back and down, right? And try to get her hands up towards the ceiling as much as possible, and then reach back again. So trying to utilize that new range of motion we just created. Next, we'll focus on some elbow pumps. So basically, we're gonna have Nancy get into her back rack position, if she's able to, getting all the way into the low bar position. And from here, we're gonna work one elbow at a time, trying to rotate the elbows through, left, yep, and then right. Yep, you got it, and back and forth. After, let's say, 5 to 10 of these, we'll do a double elbow pump, which is getting yourself into position and trying to pump both elbows forward and reach as much as you're able to. Good? You got it, Nancy. Great job. And while you're doing this, trying your best not to overarch in the lower back. And one last drill I like a lot, prior to actually squatting itself, is performing some isometrics with the barbell. So we're gonna have Nancy get into her low bar position. Just get that bar nice and low, okay? Get your shoulders into position, so trying to bring the elbows down, shoulders back and down. Then go ahead and lift this bar up off. And we literally hold this for 5 or 10 seconds at a time, okay? Maybe 1 or 2 sets, nice and heavy, prior to starting your back squats for the day. So before your next squat session, if you have some tight shoulders and you have a hard time getting to a low bar position, give these exercises a shot and let me know how it goes. This is it for the video today, but it's not it for the learning. I have another great video for you. We're gonna throw it in the corner, so click on it and keep going.